Good morning, everybody.
Whoa.
It's a wonderful Monday.
Who said it was wonderful?
I did. It's a great Monday. How's everybody doing today?
How long before Valerie?
Huh?
How much longer no Valerie?
Well, her daughter talked her into staying another weekend, so I guess she's not coming back until next Monday.
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Do it if you can.
Yeah. And the only way that she can is because she does this kind of job.
I went to bed at 6 o'clock last night and woke up at 3:30 this morning.
Well,
I laid down and I was wired because I drank some unsweet tea with a bunch of caffeine. I'm like, I'll go ahead and take some Sominex and see what it does if I take it during the day. Oh, that was the end of it. That was at like 5 o'clock. I woke up on top of the comforter with this little blanket over the top of me at like 2:30 this morning. Like, what the hell?
Oh, God. Well, I guess you needed it, right, Dusty?
All my shipping's done. I've already been outside, and my landlord was out there, and we talked for about 30 minutes. I've already fixed eggs and orange juice, and
that's good. I slept for a long time yesterday.
Was it last week that we said Tommy Bahama is dead? And then I sell one of the Tommy Bahama shirts for $50.
I saw that last night. I got the same thing. I'm like, oh my God.
So,
Nikki wants to know if you can call her, and I don't know how to do it. It can only the person that started the live one do it.
Yeah, I think so. If you have a,
you have
to have a plus with a person.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Dan wants to know how far I am from Alabaster. Birmingham, that's south of Birmingham. That's about 120 miles.
Oh, man.
Yes, Robin, I'm up. You missed it. That's what happens when you fall asleep when the light's it's still sunny out and it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Dusty's up on Monday morning. Woohoo!
I like it though. I put a picture of the sunrise on Instagram.
Cool.
Don't ask me what my Instagram is because I ain't giving it to you. I don't do reseller Instagram. It's only family.
But I didn't want it anyways.
Got to have some personal parts of my life.
That's what I use Snapchat for.
You don't use Snapchat.
Found a whole bunch of Halloween costumes this weekend.
Cool.
Trying to go through them, and well, when I say a whole bunch, I think I got 5 or 6. But you know,
I was selling those vintage Halloween masks about a month ago, and they were still going.
Yeah.
I wish I could have slept. Robin said that means you needed to sleep. I wish I could have. Slept on through till about 7 or 8 this morning because that would have been like 13 hours worth of sleep, and that would have really got me caught up.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Margo says, so anyone who wants to see an Alabama sunrise is screwed.
Yep. Was actually before the sun came up. It was where the sky is kind of like twilight-ish.
Oh, yeah.
And there was still a star in the sky through the trees.
Yeah, that's one really cool thing about my job is that my job at the gas station is it's beautiful sunrise and sunset. The sunset is just gorgeous.
Huh.
We can see the water right from across the street from the store, so it's really pretty. somebody that was visiting from Detroit said, yeah, we can't see anything at all from where we're at, as far as sunsets or anything like that. He says, you really got it made, working across the street from the water like that.
I'm picturing it being like Clerks or something, like middle of the night, and the customers, you're all out smoking out front and watching the sun come up or whatever. Every time you talk about it, I'm picturing Clerks in my head.
It's kind of cool because, at night, especially, we're kind of more relaxed or, not, I don't know. I think they are in the daytime too, but I've worked in the daytime and, we're not, it's so hectic during the summer though, that we always have a line. So it's hard to be more relaxed whenever it's like that. But, like the other night, I had 150 customers within the period of 9 o'clock or 9:30 to 5:30 in the morning. So I had 150 customers.
It's like 20 an hour or something. That's not bad.
Yeah. So it's,
How many of them were sober?
Oh God, can we not talk about that? Oh man. Sometimes it's funny, and you just fuck with them or whatever. But sometimes, like this last weekend, I had a guy throw up after I had washed everything down with the hose. I had a guy just throw up all over my parking lot. Like he couldn't just stand there and puke where he was at. He had to walk. He had to walk towards the windshield wiper fluid and then walked back to the bathroom. And it's like, oh my God, can you please stand in one spot or I'm going to freaking kick you out.
Hey, Sally, when they start throwing up, because I used to bartend, once they start throwing up, it's okay to throw them out. Nobody's going to question you.
I wanted to just take that hose and squirt him down. That's what I wanted to do.
Waterboard his ass.
Here.
Throw some of those paper towels by the windshield washing. They throw some of those paper towels on his face and squirt him in the face with the hose. Waterboard his ass.
That's what I wanted to do. He pissed me off because I had just washed out everything. Yeah, he travel puked. Exactly. Yeah, it was awful. And we
had a girl get sick in the bar. Okay, so the guy who would take her around, and I mean, I don't know, this couple, I don't know, he always denied she was his girlfriend, but I don't know, why is he always driving her around? And anyway, but he's like, well, you're not riding in my car like that, because she got sick in the bathroom. I mean, I just used a hose in the bathroom to clean it. But anyway, because there was a floor drain, I just hosed the women's bathroom down. But anyway, but she like got drunk, and then she laid down on the floor and rolled in it. So I'm like, oh my God. So the guys, I can't take her home. So me and the bar owner's daughter gave him some garbage bags and some duct tape. So he like duct taped a puke suit so she could sit in the car. So he wouldn't get the stuff on his upholstery.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, I don't even know if this is legal. So she's walking around, and then of course, you know how it is with drunks. He wants to leave, so we put in the garbage bags. Well, then he wants to stay for one more beer or whatever. So now she's walking around the bar in this garbage bag suit. Can we please go now?
That is so funny.
It was funny.
Oh my God.
Cruel but funny.
Yeah. Sounds like she deserved it. That's what you get when you puke.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're drunk or not.
Even if it's the flu, you're getting wrapped up in garbage bags.
Right.
Ooh, excuse me.
Oh. Yeah, pretty gross.
Wow.
So, we have a lot of people that, don't act like they had a mother as, when they grew up, or somebody to teach them, how to keep from totally screwing up a bathroom or, know.
I've walked in bathrooms you can smell they've just been cleaned. you know, at a convenience place. I mean, you could smell the bleach. Obviously, this place had just been cleaned, and you could see they were already like just throwing toilet paper on the floor and stuff. I mean, they're just being piggy. I mean, there's no.
Yeah.
I walked into a bathroom where somebody pooped on the top of the toilet tank.
That's called a top.
Oh yeah.
That's called a top shelf.
Why would you do that? I don't even understand it. It doesn't even make sense.
Unless it's funny, you wouldn't know.
Okay, well, how do you?
Sometimes when you look at these mothers, you see why the kids turned out the way they do.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Dog alert.
You know, but there's like that Jeffrey Dahmer guy. I remember when they were analyzing this, you know, why did he eat those people and whatever. I mean, what? And then they were like saying, well, they started going back to his childhood, like maybe his parents didn't raise him right. How do you raise your kid not to eat people? You know, I mean, it ain't always. You know, sometimes the kid's just bad. Sometimes you just gotta face it. The kid is evil.
Well, I tell you what, I've never had that talk with my children. I don't feel like I have to.
There you go, Sal.
Yeah, you just feel like they just know.
They don't teach you that on Sesame Street.
Yeah, don't
Move it.
That is hilarious. Well, good job, Tim. 16 sales on Saturday alone.
Wow.
That must mean that you are just kicking ass and taking names whenever you're listing, you know? That's good. Proud of you. I remember the day, you know, that I think the most I've ever done in one day was like, oh God, I can't remember now. I think it was like 17 or 18. But yeah, I mean, you feel proud of yourself. That's good.
More than I did all week.
Of course.
Sherry said that she was at the flea market and they had no door on the boys' bathroom or the dudes' bathroom, as she says, and she had to walk by it to get to the women's.
Wow.
It's gonna show if you go to the women's bathroom. Yeah.
Sherry had to pee a lot that day. Did you hear me?
Not really.
Yeah.
I said Sherry had to pee a lot that day.
Oh, because you don't want to go by the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Good one. It's early yet, Nikki. It takes a while for that one to soak in.
Yeah, nothing cares if you're
I almost got drug in the men's bathroom one time.
That's scary.
I almost.
It was in a bar. Well, no, it wasn't that bad. It's 2:00 in the morning in a bar. That kind of stuff's gonna happen.
Dear Penthouse Forum, this never happens to me.
No, it was at Gio's one night. Guy tried dragging me. I think he was joking around though. I think it was harmless. It's all harmless till you get drug into the bathroom.
Yeah, it's funny until you give them an inkling you'll go along with it.
I'm gonna eat something, and then I'll help you.
Really?
Maybe.
Why?
Oh, I don't have to help you?
No, I love it if you don't.
No, I won't help you then.
Usually only help me if it's like my birthday or something.
Well, I don't have to help you.
Usually we only do this kind of stuff on my birthday.
Get this out with you.
So I thought of another challenge that we can do tomorrow. It's tomorrow. And it's going to be a 4-hour show.
Oh boy.
And that's how long the challenge is for.
What?
Mm-hmm. So
What's the
you need to list and take pictures and do your thing and get them listed. If you want to be involved, you need to either tell me your seller name, or you can send it to me on Facebook, or just send me a screenshot in the messenger. And then if you don't give me your seller name, then just give me a screenshot after the show. So I just thought it would be kind of fun just to do a one day challenge where it's only 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Can I take my pictures before the 4 hours start?
No. That's not fair.
I'll watch her, Sally. Make sure she does it, because I can tell she's already thinking about doing it.
Well, I guess you could.
I just take the pictures. That's it. And then I'll download it in the morning. I'll do it after the show starts. I'll have Jim download my pictures.
No, you can't, because part of it you got to source it. You got to go to a thrift store and find it during the 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't do all that. And I'm not going to no thrift store and spending any money. So
We'll have Sally in the dumpster.
You got to take some popsicle sticks or tongue depressors and paste and glue something together that you can sell on eBay.
well, this is the thing though.
And sell it.
It's not going to be a huge prize, but I was just thinking of something like if we do it one day a week, 6 days or 6 weeks in a row, one day a week, then if we have a winner that has won twice, then they get a $20 gift card of their choosing.
Oh boy.
And it's not a big deal, but it's just for fun, but I figure add a little bit of something to it. So the hard work.
What's the most in that time?
What's that?
What is it? It's like whoever lists the most listing during that 4 hour time?
Yep.
All right.
Well, we got all the fun.
Oh, good one.
No, I just have to go back out to the parks to
Did you hear me, Dusty?
No.
Of course you didn't. You're never here when I talk to you.
There, I said it.
What was that?
What did you say?
What did you say? I'm doing a challenge tomorrow that's going to be 4 hours long, and the show will be 4 hours long. And it's going to be whoever I'm having trouble explaining this now. Okay, so you take your pictures and you list within that time. Whoever wants to be involved can send me a screenshot of their how many listings they have before and after, or you could just give me your seller name. And I want to do this tomorrow, and then one day every week, and then whoever wins twice in a row within 6 weeks time, I'm going to give a $20 gift card.
Well,
the one who wins the most, I mean, you don't want to give, like, what happens if 3 different people win twice. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to give out multiple.
Well, if three different people win twice, then I'll give whoever wins a $20 gift card. That's fine.
That's the way Sally rolls. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you win twice, you get a gift card. It's not complicated, Todd. It's not complicated.
I'm with Todd on that one.
Jim Coon Cat says, I'd love to play, but my boss wouldn't like me bringing in totes of junk. Well, screw him. Yeah, most listings it doesn't have anything to do with dollar amount. Maybe we'll do another challenge that has the dollar amount. It depends. Maybe we'll switch it up. You don't have to send any box tops in. Funny. You're making it complicated, damn it.
You'll get your gift card in 12 to 14 weeks. When you were a little kid, you'd send in those box tops, and then it's like 12 to 14 weeks to a kid is eternity. I mean, you'd just be waiting to get the freaking mailbox. Oh, my God. And then even with that, it would come late. It would be more than 16 weeks.
Yeah.
God dang it. Kellogg's Cornflakes used to give away these free rubber baseballs, which actually were pretty good baseballs. So every time, it was like once a year they'd have that promo. So every year I'd send in the box tops for my free stupid baseball. But I mean, it took forever for the baseball to come.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember because we used to sell like holiday greeting cards and stuff like that for that one company. I can't remember what it's called right now, but we'd sell scholastics.
The stuff from the school or whatever.
Well, no, it wasn't from the school.
Oh,
it was just for kids to sell.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And this is looking weird.
Well, where I live, all the houses were 5 miles apart, so it's kind of hard to go around selling.
I see.
That's Halloween costume.
That is something.
I don't know what it is.
That cat.
What part of the body does it go on? Is it a pet costume?
Well, I think it's got a tail. No, I think it's like a black cat. It's a cat costume.
Yeah, it must be.
When you're single at the bar at the costume party,
I'm like
10 cats.
Yeah, I mean, it must be because it's got leopard on that side, and then
Here, kitty.
must be.
One time,
I have a can of tuna.
I was at one costume party with careers, and Stan is when he's still going out with that other girl. So he's dancing with this old broad who's in this leotard cat outfit. And I just remember it's like everybody's going, Stan, he finds the oldest pussy.
Oh, man.
It was fun. It was fun. You had to be there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The time I was in his truck with that girl.
Do not say that.
I won't say what was going on. I think I was asking him to bury a horse.
No, it was something. Or was he looking at real estate?
Oh, maybe he wanted to look at a property.
I'm live, just so you know. Shut up.
Remember that time I dressed like the cat?
I do.
Yeah, everybody does that one.
I had your tail hanging over my headboard for a long time.
Oh, that's
Oh, God.
She gave me the tail off her costume, so I had it hanging over the headboard of my bed.
That's creepy.
My brag wall.
It is creepy. I was so drunk that night. Oh man.
You were drunk. I was just like, pull the car over. I'm like,
when somebody tells you to pull the car over, you just pull the fucking car over. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, we're a block from home. She's like, I can't just pull a car over. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh my God, well, I'm glad she didn't do that in my house.
No shit.
Oh, man.
She was walking around. She was by the windshield washer dispenser thing.
Damn you, Tara!
She's in and out of the bathroom.
That's too funny. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
How's your sales going, Jim?
Kind of slow, but I'm still ramping up from the move, and
Yeah.
it's getting there. It's actually to the point where I'm listing, I don't know, 5 or 6 items a day. I'm still not fully up and running, but I'm selling 5 or 6 a day, so I'm,
That's great.
yeah, so. Except yesterday, I only sold one thing, and it was like $13, so.
Yeah.
But.
Well, hopefully it'll get back up to where it was.
Yeah, it will.
Or better.
Yep.
Hey, Jim. Did you put that board back up so I can put that horse out?
Board was up. He never got down.
I thought there was one that was half down.
No, that's an old one. That was the old broken. The one that was broke from before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he should be okay. Yeah, he had his head through those 2 boards, though, and he's rocking it back and forth.
Oh. Are you going down? Are you going over to pick parts?
Well, I was going in the garage first, but yeah, I can go pick parts first. Wait, you want me to let him out, or?
No, I want you to go give Norton 2 scoops of grain and give him a half a scoop.
Okay. Yeah, secondly, let's collect the gravy off his pet. I hope he's not sick.
No, I don't think he likes that chunky stuff. I think he likes that ground up crap.
Don't forget to milk them. What's Nikki doing today?
In her van. I was gonna wait for my tablet, but then it's not coming today. Coming tomorrow.
I'm in my van down by the river.
No, I'm at home, but I'm gonna be leaving soon.
Where are you going?
I have to bring my brother-in-law to work. And tomorrow, Lugnut. Lugnut is no longer going to be Lugnut. He's just going to be Lug. Minus the nut.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I like breathed it. Then
You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Heart attack.
This stuff does. It's got real horse meat.
I told something. I'm sending out.
all right, I'm going to go do the I don't believe it.
If you bring me parts right away, I'll pack them for you.
Jason, this is for a small child. It might fit on one of my feet. Yeah, it's for a small child. So it's got 2 cat costumes, complete with. These are like, I don't know what you would call it, onesie type bikini things. I don't know. And then I just think these are weird. This fur shit hanging off of it on the sides.
Must have been like fur trim. Maybe it came loose.
No,
No.
they're both like that. No. And then it's got a tutu.
Oh boy.
With a leopard tail on the back, hanging off the back. So those are cute. Those have the fur trim on the bottom. And then it's got ears, but they're not very well made, so I probably won't even put them with them. But the other stuff is pretty cool. They're made like for a toddler, I think. Larry says, I think you need to take the price up, Jason. And Jason says a bit, Larry. So I think that would be a good challenge to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too hectic for everybody, but I think it would, you know, I think it would be good to be able to know, you know, what everybody's doing and see if they can get it done in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Or what they can do in 4 hours. Maybe, you know, like, you know, maybe people don't know exactly, you know, if they put their mind to it and, you know, they have that time, they don't know exactly what they can do in that 4 hours. But, you know, including myself, you know, if I am really trying to, you know, put my nose to the grindstone and work hard for a full 4 hours, you know, I could do really well.
I think
The best costume challenge. No.
I think it'd be good for the people that watch the video.
If people want to give me money, I'll take it. There.
Oh, hang on.
I said it.
$66 received there. I changed the notification to my eBay goal. So yeah, it's not a cha-ching anymore. Anyways, I think it'd be good for the people watching live and later on to see how people on the panel, you know, work when it's crunch time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're all going to do things a little bit differently, and
Yeah.
So Jason Bonato says I look passed off. Yeah.
And then you spell damn D-A-M. You suck. God. Turn that damn autocorrect off so it can spell damn the right way. Yeah. And, you know, it might be, you know, there might be some silence on the show tomorrow, you know, where, you know, people are doing, you know, their stuff and, you know, I may be over taking pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Just going to have to deal with it. It's just going to be some radio silence there. It's not a big deal.
No, but they should be working while they're listening, so then the radio wouldn't bother them.
Yep.
That's right. Cool. Cheerleading outfit.
It on his tablet. Yeah. What school is it? Or is it like a...
It says Young Champions Cheer America.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure if that is an actual...
It's probably like a cheerleading training facility.
Yeah, probably. Or...
Could be just a costume too.
Yeah, it could be a costume. I'll have to look it up. I haven't even looked at any of this stuff up, so...
Hank says there will be silence when Sally's trying to figure out if an item is a top skirt or leg warmer. I have the same issue.
Sometimes it's hard. Especially with that costume shit. I'm like, what the hell?
I need to
The
start
first 3 hours, Sherry. It's 4 hours.
I need to start a GoFundMe page to paint my ceiling. Yeah.
My kid's flagging me down. Hang on. Well, that's good, Robin. I'm glad that you're going to try and work on eBay stuff during your other work. You may just get fired and then you'll be able to do this full time. Hey, Cash says, get you some of those glow-in-the-dark stick-on stars, a black light, and a disco ball. No paint needed.
Yeah. I'm not painting this ceiling. This is a garage, so it can stay like that. That's fine.
My kid says, the door is mega broken. It's just way fucked. he talks like me.
Yeah.
He said that it was like locked and he couldn't get in it.
Yeah.
The other Jason says if it is only number of listings, I'm pulling out my postcards and baseball cards. That's fine. Do what you can. You know, some things are going to be easier to list than others, so anybody can play that game. Blackberry Thistle Tea wants to know if you're all settled in, Jim.
I'm getting there. It's slow going. Now it's just a matter of getting my inventory ramped back up because I sold off so much of it really cheap before I moved. I mean, before I moved, I was up around 700 listings. Now I'm at about 320. So I've got to get that back up, and the only way to get it back up is to get out and buy it and get it listed. So I'm in the process of doing that, but I'm still, I'm buying a couple things a day just to keep me afloat. I've got to go out and really buy like a big, haul of stuff and then just list every day, 10, 20, 30 items a day. That'll get me back up. But as far as the house goes, we're just about there. We've still got quite a few boxes to unpack, but it's stuff that we don't really use, so it's going to take a long while for that stuff to get unpacked. And then hopefully Ashley's going to start painting. My neighbor's cutting his grass. And
what are you painting? Everything, or?
Yeah, a lot of the walls are kind of dingy. So she'll start painting probably in the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks. We'll start doing that.
Cool.
Let's see. The other Jason's asking, how much inventory did I throw out? I didn't throw out any inventory. I sold it really cheap. I might have just broken even or maybe lost $1 on some sales before I left North Carolina, but I didn't throw anything out. I didn't yeah, I didn't just let it go for nothing. So, but I did sell a ton of it cheap.
That's good.
Yep.
What's up, Dusty?
What's up with you?
Did you get good sales this weekend?
Not really. They're all right. Saturday
Yeah.
was good. Yesterday sucked. I can't remember if I told that on show or not, but I got eBay to remove that feedback where they said it was rude and condescending, that neutral feedback.
Oh, that's good.
I called and the chick read the communications back and forth. She's like, normally, and she's like, you know what? You didn't do anything wrong. You responded absolutely in the way you should have. And she's like, that'll be gone in 15 minutes. I was like, okay.
Awesome. I love it when it goes my way. There's been a couple of times where it hasn't. And then, after I think about it, I'm like, well, I can kind of see, where I messed up there or whatever. But, like, whenever I was new, I learned a lesson that I know now not to do. But, like, there was this lady and she was being very pushy, and it was for a return, and I had, she had returned the product to me, and it wasn't in the same condition. And so I called eBay and I said, I don't think I should have to return her money. It's not in the same condition as what I gave it to her in. And she kept sending me a bunch of emails through eBay. And, finally she just got pissed off and, like, cussed me out. And so I blocked her.
Right.
Well, whenever I called eBay says, well, you're communicating with the buyer. I understand that she's cussing you out, but at the same time, you need to try and work things out with her instead of, and so I'm like, okay, hold on a minute. I'm supposed to just allow somebody to cuss me out on, through email or whatever. And, and basically they're like, well, after the transaction is finished, then I can understand blocking her. But before that's done, you need to try to work things out with her. I'm like, okay. I thought the guy was off his rocker. I'm like, no. But later on, I kind of realized, I should have just, sent her money, been done with the whole thing, and then blocked her.
Yeah. Well, last week I had a situation, speaking of not getting an item back in the condition that you sent it out. I sent out a DVD VCR combo, or no, a DVD recorder. And the guy said, well, it doesn't finish the DVD and DVD plus RW, I think is what he wanted. And my listing was very clear on what exactly it did. It's an older model, it doesn't do all the things that these newer ones do.
Right.
And I received it back and it wouldn't turn on. So, and so I contacted eBay about it, and I said, well, first I worked with him. I spoke to him and I'm like, hey, it's not turning on. He goes, well, I didn't do anything to it. I said, well, it could have been that maybe in transit it was dropped or something, and now inside is not working, but it's not turning on. So not only is it not, the item that you described, now I can't even verify that because it won't even turn on. And he said, well, I just, want my money back. And so I contacted eBay, and eBay finally, after 3 or 4 days, was like, well, we can't determined that it was him that caused the damage. So you have to refund his money back. So I think, you know, not receiving something back in the same condition is not always a guaranteed you don't have to refund them back, because I received something that now I can't sell. I can't resell. So
yeah, and I understand if it's like that, then, you know, and now that I know how to do a to get a credit from the post office. I have something black on my face. A credit from the post office, you know, and I know how to do that now.
Yeah.
And I've actually done it a few times. I've had a few times where I had to do it, and so it's not a big deal, you know, to take a situation like that and just say, okay, you know, refund them back their money, and I'll get my money from USPS, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did a claim, but there's no physical damage. There's no physical damage to the box, so they're gonna say, well, you know, it's not us either. So I'm just kind of.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. If you take pictures of the item, take pictures of the box, and send them, they should, because they know that most of their postal people throw shit, and you know, they're not always, you know, careful, no matter how it's wrapped, you know.
I hope so. I mean, I know with FedEx I've had claims denied because there's no proof of physical damage, so like to the box or whatever.
I think USPS is a little bit more.
The key with FedEx is if it's $100 and under, it's usually pretty easy to get that claim through. It's when it goes over $100, because Jim's had a couple of those where he had to fight for it, and in the end they ended up giving it to him, you know. But I know if it's like, I think it's $100 and under, it's usually pretty easy to get the.
The other Jason just said, so eBay will take the buyer at his word, but not the seller. Nice.
Right.
I don't think it's always that way, but if you know.
And it depends on which you know,
item. Yeah, I mean,
person and everything you get too.
Right. I mean, I could actually call in this morning. I'll probably get somebody that's U.S. based, and they'll see it my way, you know. But,
right.
I mean, in the end, it was $40. I'm not gonna, you know, fight and kick and scream over it, but yeah.
Beth said, just a heads up, the more claims you make, the harder it is to get USPS to pay.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, because, you know, if you make a claim for every little thing, yeah, they're going to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Tooth is good. Actually, you know, I mean, it's broke on this side, of course, but there's no pain or anything. On this side, where I was having pain in my jaw and my ear, I was doing this thing to where I have like a massager, like a thumper, you know, that you would use on your back. And I've been doing this for a while, to where I would put it up against my ear, and it'll make your ears like itch a little bit, but then afterwards, like, you know, that bump behind your ears that sometimes you get with drainage and stuff like that, I could put it on my ear and that would like slightly go down every time I used it. So I did that the other day, and the pain in my jaw and my ear completely went away. Yeah, I use the massager for my back and my ears. Yes, I know what you mean, Scott. Sicko. Tiffany said, I called a few weeks ago, loved the US-based customer service I received from the guy. He gave me his name and stated every time I have to call in, ask for him, they will transfer me. I didn't know that you could even do that.
I think Eric was saying that if you say I can't understand you, can I speak with somebody that I can understand? Then they have to. They have to.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Luckily, I've never got somebody that I didn't understand, but I usually have a really bad problem understanding Middle East.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if they're speaking English, that Middle East twang or whatever accent, I can't understand it for shit. So.
Twang.
Eh?
That twang.
Twang.
Well, I can usually understand them. It's them understanding what I'm trying to tell them is.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because even in the message that the claim that I did, they responded to me like I was the buyer. They were like, "We see your pictures. Give the seller, up to July 6th, I think it was, to respond." And I'm like, "No, I'm the seller. Like, stop. Like, what do you like?"
Yeah, you gotta kind of put yourself in. I mean, even though they don't do it to us, but you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes and the buyer's shoes most of the time, and say, if I was the one that bought this, would I see it as like a piece of shit and that they're trying to pass a piece of shit off to me, You have to kind of think about it like that.
Yep.
Hello, good morning.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Megan says, Beth, as long as you do have proof and an honest track record, you should be fine. If something's damaged, it's damaged.
Right.
Like you said, your breakfast bell is making him hungry, Dusty.
My what?
Your breakfast bell.
Oh, that's mine.
That's Jim's good.
Why isn't Banana on here today? Jason, you can be in the chat, but you can't be in here. What's up with that?
He probably doesn't have his morning face on yet.
Oh.
He has to get prettied up.
His makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's awful, Jason. You're an ass for saying that.
No, I don't need a bell to remind me to eat. That's for sure.
That's horrible.
I know, he's such an asshole.
He's big like me, so it's okay. The skinny bitch tried to say that. I jumped down their throat.
So one big person says something to another big person, and it's okay?
Yeah. It's kind of like, kind of like being from whatever state. If somebody's making fun of your state and they live in your state, it's okay. But
here, here, try it with me. Let's see.
Or it's like, I don't really want to go here, but when black people talk to each other, it's okay to say certain words. It's, it's kind of the same thing. Like fat people.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't think that I would respond the same way. Not that I'm like a pussy or something, but it's like, don't talk shit unless you're able to back it up.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like,
did you grade?
Kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You're such a sizist.
What is it?
You probably just got 12 thumbs down in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
Well, I just walked in on that. What she said? Did she just say screw guys?
Thanks for reminding them, Dusty. I said thanks for reminding them. Tiffany asked, why the hell am I in a sweater? I know it's summer, but like it's still like chilly here, and it rained last night, and so it's got kind of that I don't know, there's moisture in the air and it makes me cold.
That's what I said.
Ew.
So you better put some bug spray on because it's full of bugs out there.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
How the hell's that happen?
Inside our building where we have the parts totes, the mosquitoes, because it's dark, and they like to go, so yeah, it's full of bugs. And Tara forgot to put a tote number on one of the parts. So that means we're going to have to go through all the totes until we track this thing down.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it's like these. Oh, here, I got my camera off. They're like, there's 17 totes with parts like this in little envelopes. Oh, yeah.
And
oh, my God.
Each tote has like 20 little shoe boxes that fit. They're like in the place that we bought out. It had these in shelves, these little cardboard trays. So they're fully trays. You have to go through each tray. But each one of our parts will say like T15, T20. So you know what tote to go to. But this one does not have that number. Yeah. So I know what we'll be doing this afternoon.
Itching your legs.
Oh my God, the mosquitoes are so bad up here.
I actually have a can of bug spray in there just for when I go pick parts. The mosquitoes will eat.
I bet.
We've had a lot of rain, and the mosquitoes are just horrible up here.
It's like a blood bar. It's the mosquitoes meat market. They all just hang out in this tote area.
Oh yeah, I bet. I'm in Michigan, Tiffany. So yes, in the north. And Jason, yeah, I'm bitch Smurf, so bring it. He thought I was in a Smurf costume. To know how many listings Jim and Tara have. He's curious.
Around 3,000.
Awesome.
It might be 3,100.
I'm refreshing. It's 3,181.
3,181.
She says, oh, okay, you guys do not have a summer. Gotcha. Usually we do. Usually it's, very humid, on some days. And it rains a lot more than I ever thought it did here. I was very surprised whenever I came here, and like all summer we had like 50 storms or whatever.
50 storms.
Yeah. I mean, in a summer, that's a lot.
I think last week down here we got like 3 storms a day. It would rain for 15 minutes with a little bit of thunder, then it'd stop for half an hour, kick back up again. And
Yeah.
Oh, here? Last week?
Yeah.
You said last week? Oh, God, it was like, and it was all through the 4th of July weekend. It was
Yeah.
just that. I stood up to get something out. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty,
Well,
it's kind of like that.
yeah.
It's kind of like that to where it'll rain for, 15 minutes and then it'll stop and it'll be humid as hell.
Uh-huh.
And then,
I check the water.
and it'll just be hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised with all the rain that we got here. This year's really bad with the rain. And I never imagined that it was this rainy. I've lived in Washington and Oregon State, and the rain there, it seems minute compared to here.
Yeah.
During the summer, Yeah, in August and September it'd probably be warmer. It's just, it's morning here and it just gets really with that moisture in the air, it just gets really cold for me.
Yeah.
My husband, my kid's not cold, they're running around with, just shorts on or whatever.
Yeah. Tim's asking, after my 3 months probation, how many will I be able to list? I guess it's how many items will I be able to list? It all depends on how much of a raise they give you. And I don't know where. All right, I'm at 150 in my second month. So
they'll probably take you to 500, then they'll take you to 1,000 or 1,500. I mean, if they still do it the way they used to.
And he said he'll call him the 29th for the 3rd month, and I don't think I'll have to call. I'll have to call after that. In my store, I've been at 4,500 items, 4,500 item limit for like a year. I haven't called because I haven't needed it, but they stopped increasing me. Now, if I were to call in, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure," and they do it then. But for some reason, I keep slipping through the cracks for that increase. But right now, it's not a big deal because I don't need it. But
The last time I got increased, which it's been a while, and I haven't asked for another one or anything like that. They increased me to 1,100 items or 22,000 on limit.
Yeah.
Good morning, fishing and picking. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, it's fishing and picking. I just realized what you said.
Hope you're doing good. Good morning, Grandma Magic Classics.
What is this? Improve listings.
Well, you just got to keep your head up, keep the faith, keep the hope.
Starting team. Oh man.
We know it's tough. Most of us have had family members or friends that have had somebody with cancer, and we just hope that you do well. But you have to be strong. Yeah, well, I'll be hoping and praying for you. You found out the Amish gals don't go to the hospital.
You have to go to the Amish hospital. It's in a tent.
I'll be right back. We'll take a break.
Really? And Jim's gone.
Yep.
Well, we'll get Jim Carrey to talk about something.
All right.
Fine.
What can Jim Carrey talk about when he comes back?
I don't know.
Some story about a bar parking lot.
Maybe.
Most likely.
Oh my God, I never changed a part number in my listing title.
I know, I saw that.
Boy.
It's different from what's on the bag.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's got to be what they want because they can see the picture of those. I've done that like 3 times, and they've always told me, no, I know what it's good.
It's Mary O wants to know if we all have stores on eBay. I have an Anchor store. What do you have, Jim Bennett?
I've got a Premier store, Premium store, whatever. It's the middle one, whatever that is.
Middle one. She's saying her sales are slow. She's thinking about dumping the store.
Oh. I need more coffee.
I don't think that's a solution.
I would agree with you.
What was the question?
She wanted to know if we all had stores because she has a store and she's thinking about dropping it because her sales have been really slow. And I said I had the Anchor store when you got the Anchor store, and Jim has the middle store. But we were just saying we don't think that's a good option to drop.
I would at least keep the basic one because you can't run sales if you don't have. There's a lot of things you can't. You can't. You don't have to have a store subscription to run like Markdown Manager.
Yeah, I think you have to. But no, you can run it on a basic store.
Yeah, so I would at least keep the basic.
Yeah, there's certain things that you get with the premium store. I don't remember what you get that at the middle level that you don't get at the basic level.
I don't think you get much more at the middle one, do you?
I don't remember.
Maybe a few more. I mean, other than a few more listings a month.
Yeah, you get a few more listings, and if you go over that, your per item list cost is cut in half, I think. Mary, if you drop some information in the chat, we'll try to work through it. How many listings you have, how often you list, how many items per day or per week, or however you list. She said she dropped the prices and that didn't help. Did you run a sale through Markdown Manager?
I mean, are they even items that are worth selling, though? I mean,
right.
Maybe you sold off all your good stuff. Maybe you've sold off all your good stuff and you're down to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're down to stuff that's, I mean, I don't know what you sell, but.
She she has a day job and it's hard to list. Well, yeah.
Well, you do have to list fresh stuff because it will drive traffic to your store.
Right. Thinking about purging my store and starting over, she says.
I wouldn't necessarily purge it. I mean, I don't know how you run your stuff, but I mean, if you do, let's say you don't do free shipping, so your shipping's already covered or whatever. I mean, what's the worst? It's like I've always said, you know, if you ran your whole store, if any of us ran our whole store at 50-60% off, would you still make money? Yeah, probably. With the exception of if you had like, you know, $9.99 items with free shipping. I mean, you know, but if you're somebody that's charging shipping or whatever, you got your shipping settings set right. I mean, hopefully you'd still make money and blow it out. Right. You've already gone to, my thing is you've already gone to the trouble of listing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't sell at 50 or 60% off, then it's, to me, it's probably not something that's even desirable that I should have never listed in the first place.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if what she's doing, instead of running a store, is going in and individually dropping each price rather than running a sale.
Oh, yeah. You need to use Markdown Manager if you're not.
Yeah. I think running a sale through Markdown Manager gives you more of a bump than going and dropping the, you know, everyday price. That is what I did. Run a sale or individually drop the price, Mary.
Let's see. Store listings. Store. You get 250. You get a different amount of listings.
Okay.
You do get a discount on final value fees in some categories with a store subscription. What else do you get? I'm trying to figure out the difference between benefits. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Middle store, if you go over your allotted amount of listings, it's cheaper. Of course, your quarterly coupon for your shipping supplies. Looks like other than that, the only thing you get at a middle level, Jim, well, he's gone, but the only thing you get at a middle level that you don't get at basic is Seller Manager Pro, which I don't use anyhow. That's about it, really. It's exciting. Love it that everybody leaves. Why don't you leave too, Terry, and then I'll just sit here and talk to myself.
You can sit here and talk to yourself. I don't know. I don't think I would probably, I mean, if I had a middle store, and this is just me, I would probably just try to maybe go out, source some fresh stuff, get some good listings up, and then sometimes that will pick up where your older inventory will start popping then, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if I'd be real quick to throw in the towel on having a store, but that's just me. But I could be talking because I'm somebody who needs to have a store, so I don't know.
She's got 80. She just put her store name in there. She got 80 active items. Top rated. She's top rated plus. Got fast and free on a lot of. Looks like more of the lighter weight stuff.
You fricker.
All right.
The only thing, you've got a lot of clothing. The thing that might be hurting you with the clothing, and I don't. Let's see what brand that was. I don't do clothing, so. But just from a buyer standpoint, I mean, I like your. I mean, love your walls. My grandparents had a house that had that knotted pine paneling. And I remember that as a kid growing up, I loved it. And then it got sucked up in the Joplin tornado, so it's not there anymore. Only thing I would probably maybe do differently is invest in like one of those hanging. Jim, do you still have, what do you have behind you? Is that a hanging one or
what?
One of those cheap plastic hanging mannequins, and maybe go to a white backdrop instead of your wall. Just so that your clothing items look a little more. I don't know how picky clothing people are. I don't even buy clothing on there. Yeah, like that one Jim has. How much is that thing?
I bought this from a retail supply house. They sold them used back in Raleigh. I paid $5 for it. You can buy it new for like 15. And
it's super lightweight plastic with a hook on the top, right?
I'd show you the lady one, but that's not appropriate.
I have not a dress form, but I have a half torso mannequin, and mine is like just kind of unisex, and I just use it for everything.
I thought I had a little piece of my background, but I don't. If you have a place to tack up a background, they come in 5x7, but I cut mine down to 4 foot, so it's 4x7. They're really cheap, like $10 through eBay. And then you can get yourself like a brick wall background or just a plain white, or there's tons of different designs out there. So just pick one that's kind of neutral but fits your style, and that helps a lot. And
the only other thing that I would consider doing would be to maybe on some of your stuff that's like small first class, like a DVD or a tie or whatever. I believe in this because, okay, see how like on some of your items you do have you have free shipping, like there's a Brooks Brothers something, $12 free shipping, and it says fast and free. From a buyer standpoint, that fast and free with that little truck makes it stand out. So why could you not, like on your tie that's $4.99 plus showing me $3.39 shipping, why couldn't you just do that at like, add those together, $8.39 free shipping or $7.99 free shipping? That's the benefit. That's why I do free shipping, because you get that little fast and free truck out there, which I think really gives you a little bit of an advantage or a boost. And it looks like the majority of your stuff, I mean, like 90%, 85-90% would probably ship first class. So you automatically kind of know, well, it looks like you've done it long enough. I mean, you know that, if it's under 16 ounces, it's going to cost you $3 and change to mail it. So just kind of roll that into your price. But you don't have bad stuff. I mean, it's just, I think you're, I don't know, probably having 80 items that have probably sat there for a while. Actually, let me check something. End date listing soon. Okay, you're doing 30-day listings. That's going to hurt you. And this is just, we've talked about this on like the happy hour show. Like if I sort your inventory by ending soonest, it'll show me you have some stuff ending in 2 days, 6 hours. You have some stuff ending in 5 days, 21 hours. And then when I scroll on down, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's like ends in 16 days, 17 days, 23 days. So that tells me you're doing 30-day listings. The only problem with 30-day listings is they really get stale, I feel. And if you're already getting 250 free listings a month on, one second, then you're not going to have to, even if you do them on 7-day or 10-day, you're not going to have to relist them.
One thing that I see that I've kind of messed with too is that on a couple of your listings, you have the item really zeroed in, like on a pocket or or the fabric of the shirt or the design. I I've kind of messed with that myself, like taking the front pocket of a shirt and, zooming in on that because, it shows a certain design or a certain logo. I think it's better to have the full picture of the shirt and then maybe, on your second picture, do the close up or the, the pocket,
Right.
It's worked better for me anyways.
I think consistency is big too. Sometimes you've got the tag, sometimes you've got the pocket on all sorts of different backgrounds. I think if you get more consistent and every picture is the same lead-in, full shirt, and then, for your skirts and pants and stuff all seem to be fairly consistent. Another thing with your items that are not clothing, for example, the Emile Henry bowls, you took a picture of the inside of the bowls, like a top shot, which is fine for later, but I wouldn't use that as your lead picture. I would use a side shot so people can see the red. And then use that kind of top-down shot later on in your, picture list.
Yeah. Also, you have one where the mugs are stacked. I think you should have it mug by mug.
Right.
Next to each other.
Yeah. So people really understand what exactly they're getting before they even click on your listing.
Right.
The one with the autograph, University of Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez autograph sports coat. I wasn't talking about that one, but I think the same would go with that one.
I didn't see the one with the autograph on it.
I'd have put Badgers football in that opening title on that sports coat.
Right.
Because he was their football coach, and it is the Badgers.
Yeah.
I probably would have abbreviated the University of Wisconsin Badgers football coach, Barry, football, and then Barry Alvarez.
Yeah. His name is spelled wrong in the title, too, so.
Yeah.
If anybody was looking for specifically his autograph, I don't know that it would pull up.
And I don't know what his autograph is worth, because that could play into it. You'd have to really look up what his autograph is worth. He's still alive, I know.
Yeah.
Also, from what Eric has told me about men's ties, he says that it's better if they're rolled.
Yeah.
He says they sell better. I've not seen that yet. I don't know if I've changed my listing or not, but that's what he told me. So not a long do.
I don't run into like high-end men's ties up here, so I don't really do them too much. Most of the ties I run into, they're maybe worth like $10 free shipping, and I just don't do them. And they're sellers for me. If you could, I can understand if you get really good name brand ones, but it seems to me like most men's ties are kind of a slow seller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually people looking for a specific thing,
like a pattern or whatever. But
yeah.
If it's like, and I'm not like a fashionista, so I can understand if it's like a high-end tie. Yeah, they probably do good. I just don't run into that stuff where I'm at.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked up Barry Alvarez autograph, and most of the stuff is, I mean, as low as $1 to as much as $55. But that was a picture with Bo Ryan as well.
Oh.
So you had both of them on there. But
Who?
Barry Alvarez, football coach.
For the Badgers. And Bo Ryan was basketball, I believe.
Yeah.
Tara is very knowledgeable about a lot of different things.
I don't know about that. Anyway.
Yeah, you are. Stop being shy.
I think I'm, how do you say this? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what you need in this business, you know. You need to kind of get out there and learn as much as you can about pretty much everything.
Well, I'll say, like, when I started, like, we stuck with stuff I knew a lot about. Like, I'll give you an example, like horse tack or saddles. But then you learn the other stuff as you go. You know, there was stuff that I was into or I collected. So, like, hey, I know that has value, or whatever Jim was into. So he'd know that. So that does complement each other because we do know a lot of different spectrum stuff. But, I mean, and then the rest just comes, you know.
Yeah.
I'll do stuff like, because I go to a lot on auctions, and I know like a lot of my other reseller people that are auctions, I'll find out their eBay store. And I'm not finding out their eBay store because I'm nosy how they're doing. I want to see stuff that if I was at the same auction that I got outbid on or I didn't bid on, and you know, they do good on it. I mean, it might take me 5 years to see that thing again, but at least somewhere maybe in the back of my brain, I have like, okay, you know, you missed that one there, but now you know what it's worth. So if you see another one, bid on it, you know.
Yeah.
Right, right.
The other Jason brought up a good point about Mary's store. Doesn't look like she's using all the available characters in the title with appropriate keywords. That's the one thing I was going to bring up just now. Looking at your titles, a lot of them have sealed or pre-owned or, you know, words that people aren't really using those as search terms, and your title is where you really want to throw in as many keywords as you can. So, you know, pre-owned and, you know, things that you fill in underneath your pictures and your item specifics, I don't think need to be in the title. So if it's new is a good keyword. But, you know, pre-owned, excellent used condition, EUC, all that kind of stuff, nobody's using those words to search. So, but they might use like striped or distressed, embellished. You know, there's tons of keywords. If you go to the sold for your, you know, say you're selling a Brooks Brothers shirt, go to your sold listings, search by price plus shipping highest first, and see what keywords they're using and plug them in, or I just take their title. I just go sell similar and I roll with the title, just making whatever changes I need. Like if it was a red shirt, change it to blue or whatever, and roll with that. So pottery, china, glass, is slow, but the holidays may pick back up. That kind of stuff has always been slow for me. I mean, I don't remember when it was ever hot glassware. There's the.
Morning, Eric.
Morning.
How's it going, Eric?
Oh, not too bad.
Morning.
We were talking about Mary's store. I don't know if you got the link. In
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, okay, where do we have a link? What's it for? What am I looking at?
Oh, Mary in the chat asked for some help with her store. Her sales have been kind of slow, so.
Okay, well, she has 80 items up. Okay, you're primarily a clothing reseller.
She's asking 30-day, or she's saying 30-day listing is bad. Should I do 10 or 7 days?
10 days is a minimum.
Yeah.
7 if you can. If you have a store. What level store does she have?
She's got a basic store.
Okay, so she gets 250. I would do 10-day listings then.
Yeah.
Because with 80 items, that means you're. Because right now, if you only have 80, say you sell 20 a month. Just kind of throwing a number out there. That means you have 100 listings every. You get 240 plus 2 plus 20. So you're looking at 260 listings a month. You're going to pay an extra $1 for your listings by doing it that way.
Right.
You're going to get a huge bump in visibility.
Yep.
I would, if you don't have a mannequin, I would, even a half mannequin or something like that. I would suggest using a wooden hanger only. I can't tell if you're using wooden hangers on everything. On the ones that you can. I mean, some of them you have to clip to hang up, I get. But yeah, use a wooden hanger. It looks a little bit more professional. Your close-up pictures are really good. I like those. Let's see. I could just hop into one of your listings here.
I'd increase my font size on my description only because I looked at your Ertl model. And I know I'm mobile. It doesn't show up very good when you have the regular font size.
Yeah, I use when I do mine, I copy the title, and that's my first line of my description, and I do that in 24-point font. And then everything else I do underneath that is an 18-point. Yeah. And what's nice is when you go to, you kind of don't have to really take our word for it. Go to when you're doing your next listing, and you have that chance to check to be if it's mobile friendly. You can play in there and see what the font size is, how different they're going to look when it comes up on a mobile device.
Right.
Yeah, the bigger the font, the better. And then, yeah, I mean, really, your sales are slow only because you just don't have that many items up.
Yeah.
You get a little mixture of free shipping and charging shipping, which is fine. Where are you at?
Basically, what I'm noticing is, as a real simple rule of thumb, for every 100 items you have, you should sell 2 a day per 100.
Yeah, that's actually pretty aggressive. I mean, you're looking for a 1 to 2% sell through on everything. So if you've got, I have 500 items up, so I like to sell 5 items a day. I don't always hit that. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But there are days like this weekend, I got 16 items to ship from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I hit my numbers for the weekend. But I didn't. I had Friday, I had like 3, but Saturday I had like 8. I mean, it's kind of weird how it bounces around. I've had a couple this morning.
Right.
So you have to kind of, you're looking at a sale every other day is what you would expect to find.
She sold 1 thing this weekend.
Okay, that's about right then.
Yeah. I mean, she's not running sales or anything like that. She explained earlier that she went through and she dropped the pricing of each of her listings, her everyday price.
Okay.
She's not running sales. And I think to run a sale, you'd see more of a bump by running a sale than physically dropping a price.
Yeah, when it comes to clothing especially, sales helps drive things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. I don't even know where I just got back. Well, and I mean, part of the problem too, we're still talking about Mary.
Yeah.
Part of the problem too, the majority of your clothes that I'm seeing are winter-ish.
Yeah.
You know, wool sweater vest. They just dawned on me. I mean, a good portion of them. So, you know, those are going to fit anyhow.
And you have women's clothing in there too. So, and that's always a little longer sell through than guys' clothing in my experience.
Well, women's clothing is going to depend on is it even fashionable. And I don't do women's clothing, so I don't know if the stuff you have is fashionable or if it's outdated.
Yeah. Or I jumped off the fashion train a long time ago, obviously.
I quit wearing women's clothing about the time Eric did.
Yeah. Mary's asking if a 5% sale would help, which brings up an interesting conversation, I think. You know, obviously, the bigger the sale, the lower the price. If people sort by price, they're going to see that you're going to be towards the top because you're the lower price. But with best match, do you think the higher the sale?
Well, I think a sale will help.
A sale will help in your search visibility, but is it going to entice a buyer to actually buy? Is 5% going to get a buyer excited about, oh my God, I got to grab this while it's on sale? No.
Well, what I'm asking is do you think 5% gets the same eBay love as a 20% sale? Just because it's on sale, does it boost your item?
I don't think it makes a difference on the pricing. The pricing, I mean, the sale percent, in my opinion, is more from the consumer perception.
Yeah.
You know, it is a 15% off sale better than a 20% off sale? For a consumer, it is, and they don't necessarily equate it to the starting price and ending price.
Yeah.
So I think from a consumer standpoint, I don't think eBay differentiates as far as I can tell on the percent of sale.
See, what I'm thinking and what I've been playing with for the last, I don't know, 6 months, and I still don't know, is if you can build a search algorithm and can I flash my half mannequin real quick in a minute? If you can build a search algorithm and rank different things such as keywords or price or things like that, why wouldn't eBay rank sale percentage as well? So I think
I think because it's such a temporary thing that I think they see sale, but I don't think they look at percent because it's.
But if it makes your price more competitive than your competitors by doing a larger percentage off, then I think that would make a difference.
But I think just messing with best match, my theory is 20% off sale doesn't get as much love as a 21% off sale. So I've been setting everything at 21%, 31%, just 1% past the marker, you know, 20, 25, 30, 35, you know, doing that 1% more to see if my item gets bumped up above that 20% sale if I'm at 21%, you know. I haven't been able to find an item, you know, catch it where, you know, my item is back to back with another sale item to see if that works, but I'm wondering if eBay gets that picky with their searches.
I don't know.
Yeah, I went a little more aggressive on Saturday and did like a 35% off sale just to blow some stuff out, and I had a great Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, but the minute that ended and I dropped my sale back down, I've got about 3 sales running, but, you know, dropped it back down to 20%. I think a lot of times if you start seeing sales when you put your items on sale, I think that's telling you a couple things. I mean, yeah, it's giving it more visibility, but I think it's also telling you might have been slightly overpriced.
Yeah.
Now, in Mary's instance, I don't think that any of her stuff there is. I don't see anything that's slightly overpriced. I mean,
I see maybe even underpriced a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is your titles might need a little bit more detail. You're leaving a lot of characters unused.
Yeah, we discussed.
Well, and I noticed that. What do you think about this? I noticed that she's putting on the majority of her clothing, putting the word pre-owned on the end of it.
I wouldn't do that.
I would leave that off. That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, just your title should be very just what it is. Yeah,
because actually her condition, she is doing the condition notes and she is picking pre-owned. Is it going to pick it up automatically anyhow from pre-owned?
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna pick it up in your item specifics anyway. So used, new, whatever, it's already in there. You don't have to put it in the title. If it would now the differentiated, if it's new with tags, I always put the NWT or new with tags or NOS, something along those lines, because I want that to be part of my selling standpoint. But if it's a used one, you don't want to point out that it's used.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try something. Okay, she had one of her clothing items was a red ocean shirt that did not have pre-owned. So I cut and pasted the whole title, went over to the eBay search box, put it in, and I added the word pre-owned when I searched, and it did pick up pre-owned from the item from the item specific. Yeah. Now, if I replace the word pre-owned with used, it still comes up. So it's kind of redundant to even put the word pre-owned or used.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like in the let's take that shirt for example. Short sleeve, button up red ocean shirt. You've got it's men's XXL short sleeve button up red ocean shirt. You don't have the brand in the title, and I don't know that particular brand. It's Bonsai, and I don't know if that's good or bad or no, it's Bonanza. It's Bonanza. You know, is it vintage? Could you put the word vintage in there? It also has fish on there. You've got room to put the word fish. Kind of tropical or Hawaiian, that might help. And I would definitely redo the picture on that one because it's hanging in front of your mini blinds. That was one of the ones I was talking about. Just find you a sheet of white paper or I mean, you really can use any a couple pieces of poster board and just find if you have an extra wall where you can even thumbtack it up and take it down. You know, if you're having to use the area you're using as dual purpose, and you know, let's say it's your dining room.
Yeah.
I use this foam because it's nice and white, and like a sheet or poster board sometimes gets a wrinkle in it where this stays nice and straight.
Yeah.
And Jim likes to eat it.
He likes to eat the styrofoam. Oh, well, maybe that's why he's always high.
But I had to leave earlier. I was telling her also, you know, when I sorted her, Eric, by ending first, it appeared that she was doing a lot of 30-day listings.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed was.
And she's got a basic store, so she gets what, $250 a month.
Yeah.
And with 80 items, even if she did a 10-day listing, she still wouldn't run out of items. And if you do, you pay the 20 cents, you know, and then list more items or whatever. I wouldn't do 30. They get stale.
I think there's certain items you can run 30 days. Like I've got very specific interest magazines that I run 30 days.
Well, if they're or like Jason has very specialty tools that there's not any competition, right?
Yeah, but clothing you need the bump.
Right.
You know what? If anything, I'm looking through her solds right now. I think you may have underpriced a few things.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would definitely research everything and go by solds and pick on the higher, because if you go with the higher end of the solds, that gives you room to make us have a sale.
Grandma Magic's Classic says, I always price high for the first 30 days, then slowly lower the price. What I do is I have a category in my store that's called new, and anything that's under 30 to 45 days is in that category. Then I set up a sale, markdown manager sale, for 10 to 15, maybe as high as 20% for that category alone. And then I have a category in my store that's under $10, and anything in there is like a 5% sale. And then everything else in my store is 30 to 50% off after that 45 days. So if you take advantage of your store categories, you can put certain categories on a different sale, so you don't have to run all your items at one sale price.
I don't know if this would make a difference, but I was looking, I'm playing around with like her polo men's jeans, 40 by 36. She has 40x36 all run together. Would that be better off to put a 40 space x space 36?
I don't think so. On jeans, it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
No.
No.
Yeah, but if you're searching, I mean, if I search, because when I search for stuff, like if I wear 3430, I'm gonna put in men's polo jeans 34 space 30. I'm not gonna put
I use the X when I do jeans. I mean, I'm not seeing.
When I list jeans, it's just, you know, waist times length. So, you know, 40 by 32. You know.
But you don't leave a space in between.
I know.
No. Yeah, actually, it'll pick it up either way, Dusty.
Okay. Well, she had it in her item specific. She had the bottom size 40, inseam 36. So I didn't know if it would pick that up from the item specifics or not.
Yeah, if you put in 40, well, I don't know. I just did a search on 34x30, and it picked up the very first listing is 34 space x30. So I mean, I know it picks it up there. I don't know if it's an item specifics or not, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you should use your listings. I mean, that was the one big change that doubled my sales, was using my listings, and then, you know, going to 10-day listings, and then also really taking advantage of the sale pricing and all that.
Where is she at? She's in Wisconsin. The only other thing, I don't know what method she's using to ship, but a lot of her items are showing up as $9.75 shipping, like just for like a shirt or that pair of jeans. I gotta grab this real quick.
Okay.
Now, the hardest part is trying to figure out, should it be something you free ship or not?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a philosophy. That's not a good or a bad. It's a philosophy.
Yeah. I think a lot of her stuff is first class.
So yeah, first class, you should almost always raise your price at $4, $4.50, whatever, and ship it free.
Right.
But some of that is just knowing what's first class. You know, I mean, and wait, you just keep weighing that out until you've got a really good handle on it.
Right.
But you know, once you get comfortable with that level of free shipping, then if you're not comfortable with free shipping, weigh everything. Add a pound for packaging and just weigh everything, and then that's the best way to do it. And then I'm a big fan of calculate. Sandwich tried to crawl back out. Of calculated shipping. If you're uncomfortable with setting a shipping price, I like calculated shipping, because then you're not going to get burned on it. But it's not the most cheap. It's not the cheapest way to represent your shipping.
But yeah, you've got to be really careful about what weight you put in. You know, if you're putting 30 pounds in, for sure. Yeah.
Now, I have a regular old. Sherry asked if I bumped up to an anchor store, and I have a premium store, so I get 1,000 listings. I sell about 125 items to 140 items a month. I keep my listings right around 500. So on average, I spend between 1,700 and 1,800 listings. Well, what that means is I pay an extra $80 a month for my store. So it's what, I don't even know what, $65 a month for a store. So I pay $145 for my eBay storefront. Anchor store is going to be $299 when you do it for the year, so I'm not quite to where I'm at. I could be. I mean, one of these days I'll kick my own ass and say, you know what, you need to sit down and just list everything you own. And at that point, I'll probably make the decision to go to an anchor store, because I'll probably be, 1,000 to 1,200. That magic number, if you're listing every 10 days, is like 1,200.
Right.
That was my wife. I miss her. She's been up playing with Danica in Wisconsin. She's been up with Danica in Wisconsin since.
Been over a week.
Dude, it's been Delta Airlines. Hold on. I flew her out on. Did I buy the ticket the day before? I flew her out on the 23rd. Took there 17 days.
Your arm's tired.
Need her home.
You've been starving, man. You need a sandwich bad.
arm's hurting from making all them sandwiches. Yeah. So anyhow, cool thing is Tristan's got, she's had a lot of headaches and stuff, and she got into Danica's chiropractor while she was up there. And that was who called the first time, was her chiropractor. Because he was like, do you care if I call your husband and like tell him what's going on so he can find you another chiropractor? Which we had one down here. She wasn't really a huge fan of him that she used a couple of years ago. But he wants to find one that takes the same approach and then like send the x-rays and all that. And basically Tristan has no curve to her spine, I think, or something. And she said it has helped tremendously with the headaches and stuff. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I haven't seen a whole ton of charges come through on the debit card on the bank account, so he must be pretty affordable. But no, Tristan was going twice a day up there because he was right down the street from Danica's house, and she was like just borrowing Danica's car and going twice a day.
Well, that'd be good.
So I said, well, good that you got that fixed.
She'd been miserable for the last couple of months. I mean, dealing with this thing. So
she said Danica's making her eat healthy and have smoothies, and she said crap like that. But then they make milkshakes, and I'm like, really? Y'all get out the Vitamix?
It's a smoothie, just different ingredients.
I FaceTimed her the other night, and I was like, what do you do? She's like, eating an ice cream cone. I was like, really? Must be nice.
But yeah, I mean, so go back to Mary. I mean, that's kind of the advice we'd give for right now until you get a little bit more comfortable, and you just need more items. And I like your variety, but I would keep going that way, and then just keep building the business. I mean,
that's what I was telling her. She doesn't have. I mean, I can't speak for the clothing because I don't do clothing, but she doesn't have what looks to me bad inventory. I mean, a macrame plant hanger. Those always used to do good. Haven't sold one in a while, and it's a good looking one. The only other thing I might do, make your font in your description a little bigger.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Did you? I don't know how that shows up on mobile. Okay, see, I've missed everything.
Yeah, just check it on the mobile checker. That's all you got to do.
And use some punctuation in there. I use 18 point. What did y'all say you use? Eric, you're the one that got me to go from 14 point.
I use 24 for my title line, and then 18 for everything else.
Good God, you're making auctions for blind people.
Well, because I'm freaking blind. That's why. I need to be able to see it, you know?
Like, I don't do it for my buyers. I do it for myself because I can't see it when I type it.
Yeah. All right, Tiffany brought up a point a little while back, and I think I know how you guys think, but I'm not sure. She said you can always raise your prices, then put them on a higher sale percentage.
I hate that. It feels to me like the guy that's going out of business down the road that I will not buy a mattress from just because I think he's a shyster for doing that. Right. That's probably more personal with me than it is.
It depends. If you're raising your prices to the top of the previous solds, and then that gives you more room to have a sale, I'm fine with that. If you double your price to put a 50% off sale, that's that's snake oil-ish. You know, so
each their own. I mean, there's other YouTubers that I've heard that I know for a fact or whatever, and I mean, it's everybody's own taste. I personally, from a buyer standpoint, if I see somebody that has something that's worth $100 and they have it at $199 with 50% off, I kind of just, maybe it's a personal thing, I tend to skip that seller and kind of go on to the next one because it seems a little snake oilish.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if you're raising and bumping it a little bit, you know, but if you're doing it really drastically, and I know somebody that used to put their stuff, they used to double their prices so they could run it 50% off.
Yeah.
I was like,
I did that once, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, this is just cheesy. It is too damn much work. Because after the sale ends, you're like, oh crap! Now my prices are way out of whack, and I got to go back through and change everything. So
right.
I'm a firm believer. Like I said, I don't have to be the most expensive guy on eBay, but I'm not going to be the cheapest person either.
Megan Carl said buyers and eBay are too smart for that tactic.
Exactly. So go back to your items, look at your solds, and say, okay, if I sort this by price highest to lowest, the last sold, and make it a comparable item. You know, if it's a polo jeans and the guy's new with tags and your used is a little different, but the comparable item, and okay, they got they got $22 for it, but everybody else is getting like 14 or 15. Put it for $22 because you know you're going to have a sold on, or put it for $20, and that gives you a 10 or a 20, even a 30% sale range. It'll put you back down to where everybody else is selling at.
Yeah.
So
that way you've got room to work there.
So I got a funny. I'm gonna totally change the subject. Fishing and Picking said, "Is chiropractor just a fancy name for females that's equal to what us males call massage parlor?" No, it was legit. But it's really funny. The chiropractor just called me, and she's in Wisconsin, and I know I have an accent, so it's like we were talking about this morning. You can make fun of other people with accents, so it makes it okay, So, but he called, and he had the heaviest Wisconsin accent that I think I've ever. And I was like, wow, because I don't know what I was expecting, but
you gotta get him to say, "Oh, sorry." You gotta get him to say, "I'm from Wisconsin and I eat."
Wisconsin. So Teresa called. I said, "Yeah, I talked to your chiropractor this morning." I said, and she said, "Actually, he's from Michigan." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, same thing, whatever." Aren't they next door to each other?
Yeah, but a lake
Michigan has a little bit of a different accent.
Okay, well, it was strong, whatever it was. And so I immediately went into my okay, so this is where this story is going. Immediately went into my very proper, don't sound like a redneck. So was it Friday night, Jim?
Yes.
We're at the auction. It's me and the bearded picker, who's probably eavesdropping in the chat right now, and Jim. And we all go to this auction together, and it's out in the country. And I know several of the sellers there, and I know the auctioneer, and I know, I've mingled with all the old dudes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't realize I do it, but we stepped outside because that's the only place you can get a cell phone signal is on the grassy knoll and holding your phone like this to look stuff up. And Scott's like, "Don't take this the wrong way," but he goes, "Your wife was right. You go into full-blown redneck." He said, "Your dialect changed the minute you hit this property." And I was like, "I don't realize I do it," but I'm around good old boys and good old country, and I just kind of go into that. I don't think about it. I don't do it on purpose, but apparently I do.
It happens. I'm from Milwaukee, and I don't think in Milwaukee you don't have that real strong northern Wisconsin accent. But now that I live up here for 20-some years, I catch myself saying a lot of yahays and that real Fargo way of talking.
The Fargo way.
Watch the movie.
How do you say mom?
Mom?
What's the Fargo?
Mom?
There's a mouse in my beer. Hey.
I'm getting a drink from the bubbler.
I had to laugh because the guy that came up here to buy that steam crane from us, from Texas, he said, more than anybody in Minnesota I've ever known.
Oh.
He was constantly saying, with his little Texas accent. It was hilarious.
I don't know if I have an accent or not.
You don't.
I mean,
you have a little bit of a if anything, you're a little Midwestern nasally, maybe a little bit, but I still have a little bit of the nasal. I mean, I feel like I do.
I've always
living in Missouri.
Midwestern doesn't really have much of it. I mean, you can tell if you're not. If I'm in California, people know I'm not from California.
From here, boy, are you?
So, but I don't have an accent. I just don't sound like them. That's kind of way I've always felt, at least. But I've lived all over the country, so.
I don't think I have an accent.
I don't think I have one either.
You guys do.
Nikki doesn't really have one, but there's certain words like "don't you know," and I mean, there's certain points where definitely pick it up with her, but
colloquialisms. The local speak, I guess, is it. I'm not good with big words, but the local speak, there's a little phrase. I mean, and we all have them. I mean, even in Ohio, we have them here. Different things, pop and pop or soft drink. I mean,
yeah. When I tell people that I'm originally from New Jersey, they're like, "No, you're not. You don't talk what do you like?" I'm from South Jersey. I'm not from hey, what do you do? What do you
That's not what you're talking
one of those.
He's from South Jersey.
You should talk like that, Jim. It's funny.
Hey, a guy gave me a best offer, and I said, "Hey, forget about it." I'm not one of those.
I got a buddy of mine that's from New York City, and that's the way he's that way. He's a fast talker. He's combative in everything. He's a great guy, but he just wants you to kind of when he gets into a conversation, he's got to win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. He just feels he has to win, and so you have to sit there and battle with him. And you get done, and you're so exasperated with him, and he's like, "What? I'm just talking." You're just like, "Really? Was it this much of a battle for you to admit something?" They just cannot admit they're wrong.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yep. Some people, just different ways.
Do you say Oregon?
Oregon.
Oregon.
But I do call Missouri, Missouri. No.
Missouri, yeah. Missouri.
Missouri.
I called it Missouri growing up in Missouri, and my grandmother, who was originally from Illinois but had pretty much lived her whole life in Missouri, called it Missouri.
Yeah, my grandparents were the same way because I grew up a little bit in Missouri too, and I was always, man, it's Missouri. And they're like, that's Missouri.
It's like Illinois or Illinois.
It's Illinois. I mean, I'll go with that. It's Illinois.
What was the other one? I had an aunt that was in Nevada, and it was Nevada, and Nevada was a different one. My dad still says Washington.
Washington. Yeah.
And every time our Washington, like, oh God, working with him in the UPS store, you go, this one's going to Washington. And my little brother would go, when the hell? And he'd real loud. Every single time he'd go, when the hell did they put an R in the middle of their state name?
Yeah.
Dad would start grinning. He'd go, shut up.
We had this. My brother had this renter one time, and she was from Washington, and she says, "You all say Washington way wrong. It's Washington." I'm like, "You wash your clothes too?" And she's like, "Yep, that's how you're supposed to say it." I'm like, "You're nuts."
Yeah, you do a lot of that up here. It's bring in the wash. Got to go do the washing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it's from. My mom, she grew up in a town called Little Okie. Well, it wasn't even a town. It was in between two towns, and it's called Little Okie. My hair is way fucked up. Yeah, and she called it Washington too. And if she was going to get her medicine at the pharmacy.
Pharmacy? Wow.
Well, she did grow up in a place called Little Okie, so I'm sure she has like Ozark's accent or something.
In California.
Well,
that was in California.
During the Depression that went that way.
Yeah.
Tim's asking, is it icebox or refrigerator?
Refrigerator.
Yeah, I think icebox is kind of, that's more of an ageist thing. Like if you're,
I think that's old-timey.
Right, yeah.
Like back in the days when iceboxes were literally iceboxes.
That's like Davenport. That went out with our grandparents too.
Yeah.
The park went out too.
Like if you were alive when the Iceman brought an ice to your box and put it in there to refrigerate your stuff, then it's an ice box. So
yeah.
Is it a sofa or a couch?
Couch.
It depends.
Couch.
A couch? What did you say?
A couch.
Depends on how much you paid for it.
You got an accent on that one, Nikki.
I do when I say boat too.
Couch.
What was the other one?
Vase or vase.
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with accents, but when I was growing up, it wasn't. My grandparents had a rec room, like a recreation room. That was a 70s thing, though.
Yeah, that was definitely 70s rec room.
How about orange or orange?
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Orange, yeah.
Orange.
Roof or roof?
On the charger cord.
Roof?
Roof. Roof is dog. Roof.
There was somebody, maybe that was a Missouri thing.
Everybody makes fun of me the way I say onion.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. A what?
What is that?
An onion.
Where were you the last one to bed?
Nikki's like, she walks in and she's like, I just want some of those fried rings. And they're like, what? She's like, the fried rings. What kind of ring? The fried one.
The one with the veggie inside, the vegetable. One of those.
My daughter always makes fun of the way I say onion.
Yeah.
Some onion rings, don't you know?
She's like, there's not a G in onion. I always make fun of my husband because his whole family calls their cousins. They put a T at the end, or cupboard.
Yeah.
T at the end of cupboard.
Cupboard. Yeah.
It's like when they put a T in cousin.
One of the southern things that you have to really get used to that'll make you kind of stand out, and I didn't realize it until I lived here for a while. It's not a shopping cart; it's a buggy.
Buggy. Yep.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I bought it for a couple years, and I was like, you know what? It's a buggy.
Now up here in Ohio, we also refer to those as bass carts.
Bass carts?
Because that is actually the
Bass.
technical term for it. It's actually called a bass cart.
Is that short for big ass?
That's basket cart.
Wow.
Those were actually invented. I used to work for the company that invented the bass cart. So
Megan said, grab a refreshment from the icebox and the Afghan off the Davenport. The TV dinners will be ready soon, and we'll watch the boob tube. in the rec room. You forgot the rec room.
Yeah. Over the weekend, Ashley got poison ivy like 2 weeks ago on her hands, and over the weekend we were actually up at Dusty's house. She was dropping me off to go to that auction, and we were like, what can she use, because we don't really deal with poison ivy.
You're really gonna tell this story, aren't you?
Well, I'm not going to talk about what you gave her, but
no, it actually works, because everybody remembers on the show I had poison ivy, and I fought it for 9 freaking days, and what I gave her actually works.
You gave her hemorrhoid wipes, right? But
they were hemorrhoid wipes that are nothing but we had gotten them out of the whole box of them out of a load of almost expired HBA stuff that we bought a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they're nothing but witch hazel pads. The witch hazel work. I'm like, anyhow, go ahead with your story.
So where I'm going with this is, she bought a bottle of it, and over the weekend I kept calling it witch's hazel, like it's the witch who owns the hazel. And she goes, why are you calling it witch's hazel? I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's just what I call it. Like, she's like, that's the weirdest thing. Stop doing that. So now every time we talk about it, I purposely emphasize the witch's hazel.
So did that work for her?
She's still dealing with it, but
you gotta keep it on there.
Calamine lotion and the Benadryl cream.
Witch hazel
She's tried that.
Witch hazel. I tried the calamine lotion. I fought it for 9 freaking days, and maybe it had run its course. I don't know, but within 48 hours of the witch hazel, putting hemorrhoid pads on my fingers, it actually worked.
Yeah,
and it went away.
Is she taking any Benadryl internally?
She wants. We thought we had a bottle around, but we can't find it. So
yeah, that you have to do them both. You have to do the Benadryl cream, the Band-Aid brand anti-itch cream works really well, and then take a Benadryl pill at night, and you might have to do it for a couple of days, but it'll go away.
Yeah.
The Benadryl is the antihistamine. You got to get the histamines out.
Right. Yeah, it's. I mean, she keeps getting new spots, So,
yeah, it's in her bloodstream right now, so it's going to pop up wherever it pops up. So that's why you got to take the Benadryl.
Yeah.
I just sent you a message, Jim, on where you can find some Benadryl pills really cheap. And then they have ones that are expired that are even cheaper.
Right.
I mean, they're like a month expired.
Yeah.
At this point, I wouldn't tell your wife you're going to spend 4 hours looking for a deal on Benadryl. You're just going to go to the store and grab her some.
Right.
Honey, I wanted to get you these pills, but I had to save $1 by driving 4 hours away.
No, actually, the place he told me is right around the corner.
I know. I'm just kidding you. But
no, every time we go into Walmart, we go to Walmart daily, but we don't remember to grab it. So
it's always the stuff you don't remember to grab. Like yesterday, I had to go out for cat litter and paper towels because I forgot the last 5 times I was at a grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm right back.
yeah, I always forget to grab paper towels, and I use them like crazy.
Yeah. We ran out, so we were in Walmart. We grabbed the Sparkle brand. What a piece of crap paper towel that is.
I like the Aldi brand that I buy from them. I mean, I think it does exactly what I need it to do. I mean, I don't use them for wiping things up. I use them for cooking.
Yeah.
Because I cook in the microwave all the time, and you're always covering or wrapping or something. I mean,
I went to Dollar. I just ran up the road to Dollar General. It was Sunday morning. It was super early, and I was like, I know they'll be open. If they're not, I can go right past there to Walmart. But like with cat litter, I just get the cheap crap.
Oh, hell yeah!
Every couple of days, because I've tried the scoopable and nobody scoops it.
No, yeah, right. And the same way. I mean, what I do is I get the cheap crap, fill it up, day or two later, dump it, fill it back up. It's got constantly fresh litter. I mean, it's $4 for like 40 pounds. I mean,
now they're talking about warts in the thing. You know what'll get rid of a wart? Scrape the inside of a banana peel and put that mush on the wart and wrap it with like a Band-Aid or something like that, and it will disappear within a matter of days.
Yeah.
Just keep the inside of whatever that stuff is, and I think that has something to do with planters warts. There's something to do, I don't know, it's probably on Wikipedia. You can go look it up. But something to do with it was discovered in the banana fields or something. I don't remember. It's been a couple years ago I was reading about it.
Yeah, they used to basically make you take it and what was it, the big wart removing company? I can't remember what it was. They give you those little discs that you put on the wart. All that is an aspirin, and it'll actually burn the wart out. Oh, Tiffany says here in Alabama, the way someone gives you directions is hilarious. It can be confusing if you're not from here.
Oh yeah, it's over yonder, and you go down past the barn. You know where they used to have the auction, and right past that, you remember where the church burned down, and then you'll see 4 oak trees and the yellow mailbox. I mean, seriously.
In Ohio, we don't measure things by mileage; it's all by time. Take about 5 minutes to get down the road there, and go up there about 20 minutes, and then you'll see this left. You can go take a left. Everything's by time. You know, you don't have a lot of distinctive landmarks because we're flat. I mean, for the most part, at least in this part of the state, and so everything is done by how long it takes you to get somewhere. I never measure things in miles. It's always by time.
Yeah, we went to a flea market 2 weeks ago, and we were asking the guy where he gets all his stuff, and he's talking about different auctions and estate sales and stuff, and he goes, there's this one auction out, and I don't remember what town he said, but he's like, go back up over the bridge, you take a left right on that road there, you head down maybe, I don't know, till you see the red general store there on your left, or it could be your right, and the road forks in 3 different directions. You got to take the left one and drive down about another 4 miles. And I'm like, do you have an address? Like, I got GPS. Like, that's how I get around. Like, I can't tell my GPS to go to the red barn like 10 miles away. Like, it just doesn't work.
And road names here change according to like what part of town you're in.
The same switch the name. Yeah, that happens. Not as much up here. We get a north and a south or an east or a west, but yeah, there's a few of them where you're driving along. Like, I mean, the one that's out by my house, it's Refugee Road, and then it changes into Chatterton. But if you take a left, go up, and then Refugee Road continues on this way, and then they join back again down the road. You're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I haven't come across anything like that yet, but we've just stuck to where we know, kind of. But back in North Carolina in Apex, 4 separate roads that are Apex Peakway, and they all start and end at different parts of town. I don't know if they're going to eventually connect them, but
Peakway or Parkway?
Peakway, Apex Peakway, because they're the peak city, because it's the peak of good living. Everything's peaking there.
That's why you moved, right?
Pretty much. No. But yeah, I mean, there was 4 different Apex Peakways, and they all have stores on them. Like, they're not like country roads. They're not residential. They're
like Jason says, go around the bend and turn where the yellow dog is always laying under the tree.
Tom said the show has gone from reselling to the voodoo medicine show. Was the show about reselling?
I think we talked reselling for a little bit.
Oh, okay. That's good. I missed the first part. I was sleeping and showering and breakfasting and all that. So.
Well, I think it's time to shut it down because we got a long show tomorrow.
Why do we have a long show tomorrow? Are you taking a nap in the middle of the show? Is that what you're telling us?
Shut the fuck up. No, we're having a challenge tomorrow during the show, and it's going to be 4 hours long.
See how many nap cigarette breaks you can have.
Okay, what's the challenge? Just so I can be prepared for it.
We're having a challenge while we're having a show.
Okay, what's the challenge?
To see how many listings you can get up.
Oh.
During the show.
So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to just save everything as draft, and then tomorrow I'm just going to go list, and I'll be good.
No, you can't do that.
I'm going to get all my items that ended, and then send her a screenshot of that, and get like 1,000 items or whatever. And then by the end of the
then
show,
you just feel like shit after that, right?
Huh?
And you just feel like shit after that, okay?
I mean, that's
you're a big old cheater.
But that's how I do. Now, I haven't taken my pictures, but a lot of my items are pre-draft because I've already done the research. I just need to take the photos.
I was thinking of having people send me their name or their seller name or having somebody screenshot something, but I'm just like, you know what? No, just do it and try to have fun. And maybe it'll be a thing of where you could see what you can do in that 4 hours. And like Jim said, it would be good to for other people to see us on how we do, how we really go for it,
Well, there's a good chance you're going to see the crack on my ass when I bend over to take photos. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, y'all get ready for that one tomorrow. Make sure you.
That's right. There you go.
Yep, I want to see your ass crack. That's for sure.
Well, who wouldn't? But that's beside the point.
Also, I'm going to do this once a week for the next 6 weeks. And whoever wins twice, if there's a person that can win twice, then they get a $20 gift card.
I don't want the gift card, so.
If you want to give me money, I'll take it there.
Yeah. Well, I'll send $20 to your PayPal then.
No, send it to do it to somebody in the audience.
Okay, well.
Because I don't think any of us need motivation to list and everything, and we all do our own thing and we do it right. But I mean, I think it's somebody who's not on the panel that needs to, just, hopefully we inspire somebody to do it and they really do well. But that's even an extra benefit there.
Yeah.
But if you want to, how about this? If you want to be considered for the $20 gift card, you've got to give Sally your name. We don't need.
I think that would be even fair.
So that we can validate. It's always trust but validate.
I think it would be fun.
If people want to give me money, I'll take it there.
All
right.
All right.
That goes right with our show, don't it?
We call that the integrity bump right there, Woo!
You don't blame the ringtone.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Are we getting low on
right.
pop? We need to read some somewhere else.
There should be a big flop of them. They're in that thing. There's a big flop of them.
Underneath something.
All right, if you
Give me money, I'll take it there.
Getting a lot of offers.
You get a new ringtone?
Oh Lord.
That's my new eBay notification. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a
So
good
if
offer
you want to
ringtone.
be considered,
Send that to me.
Yeah.
It is an offer ringtone.
That's what I'm saying. You should send that. I don't know. Can you send that as a file or something?
Yeah.
I don't know because I have no idea how to install crap like that. So
I can send it to you.
all right, yeah, send it to me now because that's a pretty good offer ringtone. So
Yeah. Or the mugs and the print, which I can do both of those.
What about those wash-a-box plates? I thought there's those.
Oh, those gotta go out today too. Yeah.
All right.
They're already here on the thing. And that thing I got crazy.
So if you want to be considered for, for winning the challenge for the gift cards, you need to send me your store name or seller ID or whatever it's called.
and you'll have to check those tomorrow at 9, and then at the end of the day, check them again.
Mm-hmm.
Relists don't count. It's obviously see which one's a relist. So.
And just be honest. Really try to work. Try to see what you can do in 4 hours.
You're gonna do this once a week?
So, what's that?
You're gonna do this thing once a week, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 6 weeks.
Are we still live?
Yeah. So
Jim to say something.
I got words.
Wait, Jim wants to say something. Hold on.
Oh, Jim wants to say something.
Yeah. On that contest though, we should if we're not going to take the gift card, we should have a winner in the group, a winner in the panel, and then also a winner from the outside folks that get the prize. I mean, we should.
That's fair.
Because if one of us win, then nobody gets a prize. You know what I mean? It's what I'm saying.
You guys are gonna win because there's 2 of you.
Yeah.
He doesn't list.
That's fair.
So
Yeah,
Yes, but he takes the time that we're all doing shipping and photoing and all that stuff. He's out doing all that stuff while you're listing. See, it's a little different there.
I'm helping him ship today. So
Yeah, she's shipping today. So
Yeah. Okay. How often does that happen?
Well, I'll tell you what, we could cut our listings in half.
Cut him in half.
Yeah, 50% because we're 50. Because there's 2 of us. Our total listings in half.
I don't care.
See how you,
I mean, I really don't care. I mean, I'm just busting some chops is all. So.
no, you're gonna burn.
All right, let's start talking shit.
Yeah.
See who can back it up.
Ran.
The other Jason said 9 a.m. Yeah, I'm 9 a.m. Eastern. But it's 8 a.m. where Valerie lives, so that's what time it usually is. What? That's what it usually is. I just read Dusty's message. I don't think so, buddy.
8 a.m. Central Time.
Oh, that looks good. Let me see that. Oh,
Yeah, I want some, Nikki. I'm super hungry.
This is a turkey club on a tomato, basil, and provolone bagel.
So Nikki,
Ooh, that looks
you're not
good.
on the road anymore. You still like to eat trucker food, right?
I love Big Apple Bagel. It's so good.
I want to try that.
It's really good.
She got going to this girl in Washington State.
Yummy.
Yeah. What?
Okay, so see you tomorrow, guys. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Oh, no.
applesauce.
Peace.
Oh, I heard you say Fishing and Picking was back. Welcome back.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Yep.
I didn't see the chat. But.
I just want to say, if somebody's going to send me money, I'm going to take it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and get my email too, because I want some too.
Me too.
You should put it on a T-shirt.
The other Jason says, "Okay, I'm off to start my drafts." What an ass!
You can make your millions on merch, Jim.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
This is heavy. I hope this thing makes it.